And a big breaking news coming in from the Supreme Court in the Bihar SIR exercise matter. The Supreme Court has impleaded the 12 recognized political parties in Bihar in this matter. The Supreme Court has said all recognized parties in Bihar will direct their party workers to assist in filing forms along with the 11 documents or Aadhaar card for all the people who've been deleted from the Bihar SIR electoral rolls. The court has said that the chief electoral officer of the state will inform the political parties which are recognized in Bihar about today's order, and they need to be present, that the representative of these parties must be present in the court on the next date, which is September 8th, and file status report. The court has said it is impleading these parties to ensure that all persons are facilitated by political parties. Each voter has the right to file their forms themselves, but at the same time, besides their independent right to apply for inclusion or submit an objection, they should be facilitated by the political parties. In fact, the Supreme Court has said that it is surprised to see that more than 1 lakh BLAs, that is booth level agents, have filed only a few forms during this entire SIR exercise. The state election officer has now been directed to inform the political parties about this directive, as the court says that status reports has to come in. At the same time, remember viewers, the petitioners who had sought an extension of the timeline to file forms in regard to the Bihar SIR, the court has said we will not be extending the timeline, but if the Election Commission is receiving an overwhelming response, if a number of people are filling in forms last minute or are filing objections or are saying that they have been incorrectly deleted from those lists, then the ECI can consider extending the timeline. In fact, the Election Commission told the court that their officers are going door to door, and those who've come to the court to complain have not filed a single objection. All of these observations coming in from the Supreme Court today. Srishti Ojha joins me on this story. Srishti, important hearing from the court today. Political parties have now been made responsible to ensure that all the persons whose names have been deleted or any persons who still not filled the enumeration forms, the political party agents should facilitate them. What else has happened in the hearing? What are you picking up from the petitioners and the others and the ECI?
Well, yes, Alisha, during the entire hearing today, we saw the Supreme Court's focus was on what the political parties are doing. In fact, at the outset, the court inquired as to how many political parties are there before court, in response to which the court was informed that there are representatives of political parties, but the parties themselves are not before court. We saw the top court remarking, flagging the inaction by the political parties and the booth level agents that have been appointed by these political parties in helping the aggrieved persons, out of the 60 lakh people who have been left out, who have not been included in the draft roll as far as the entire exercise of SIR in Bihar is concerned. Now, the court has clearly directed that all the 12 recognized political parties in Bihar have to ask their booth level officers, booth level agents to assist the aggrieved persons in filing their claims. Not just that, the court has impleaded all these 12 parties. The chief electoral officer of the state has been asked to inform the political parties about court's today's order and the fact that they now have to file status report before the top court, and also their representatives will now have to be present on the next date of the hearing. We also saw objections being raised by some of the petitioners that despite Supreme Court's observation and despite ECI's statement that the 65 lakh people, the aggrieved persons out of the 65 lakh people, would be allowed to use Aadhaar while filing their objection, the same is not being done. The top court has once again in its order clarified that these persons, any aggrieved person out of the 65 lakh who's filing an objection or who's filing their claim, can do so by filing any one of those 11 documents or even the Aadhaar card. The booth level agents have been asked to assist. Now, why has this direction election been passed. The court has said that they're doing this to ensure that other than the independent right that these people have to themselves file their claims and themselves file an objection, the political parties should also be assisting and make sure that their claims are rightfully filed before the Election Commission. We saw the Election Commission time and again during the hearing point out that the voters know what they're doing. The ground reality is very different from what the petitioners here are portraying in front of the top court. The ECI also said that the court should trust the Election Commission, and thereafter this big direction has now been
with me. We are looking at what has happened here. The Election Commission saying that they should be trusted. The court saying that EC can take a decision whether to extend the timeline. But the real question will really be, out of the 65 lakh people who've been deleted, how many have been incorrectly deleted, and therefore how many will now be filing their claims?